Hey guys, you want to know what the most incredible negotiating advice was that I just saw that Michelle Obama gave? There's so much we can learn from this one quote, and I'm going to break it down for you in this video, so stay tuned. Hey, I'm Rebecca Zung, and I'm an attorney, I'm an author, and what I do is I help you negotiate powerfully, and especially with difficult personalities or toxic personalities, whether it's in your business life, your personal life, a family law matter, whatever it is. That's what I do here on this channel. So hit subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want powerful tips and tricks. All right, let's talk about Michelle Obama and this incredible advice that I heard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the quote, and then I'm going to give you great lessons for negotiating in a way that allows you to get what you want and actually have the other person maybe even like it, but certainly, maybe have all winners and no losers. So just from this one quote, I'm going to give you some powerful pointers on how you can also be a powerful negotiator. All right. So what she said was, I took my last job before my husband entered the White House because of my boss's reaction to my family's situation. I didn't have a babysitter, so I took Sasha right in there with me in her crib and her rocker. I was still nursing, so I was wearing my nursing shirt. I told my boss, this is what I have: 2 small kids. My husband is running for US Senate. I will not work part-time. I need flexibility. I need a good salary. I need to be able to afford babysitting. And if you can do all of that and you're willing to be flexible with me, because I will get the job done, I can work hard on a flexible schedule. I was very clear, and he said yes to everything. And that was a quote from Parade magazine in June of 2014. So the great lessons that you can learn from this are these. I'm going to give you 4 really great lessons. So listen to the end so you can get all 4. So number 1 is that you need to know your value. So when she went in there, she knew her value. She knew right away what her value was. And you could feel that even as she's communicating it. Listen, I can work hard. I'm going to give you everything I got. I know how to do this job. I'm really good at it. I just need this flexibility. But she knew her value, and she knew what she could bring to the table. And I do want to just sort of mention that there's kind of 2 different types of value. I break it down into 2 different types of value. One is your internal value, which is whole and complete and infinite, because you're here and you're unique and you're you and you're meant to be here, and no one else is you and no one else has been ever and no one else will be again. So you have inherent value. And then you have the value that you can ascribe from the world, which is, if you are a software engineer and you have worked in a certain field for a certain amount of time in a certain geographical area, and you have certain skills and an education, and there's a lot of different things that go into a range of your value as a software engineer. So there are 2 different types of value, and I want you to distinguish them, because I want the whole complete version of yourself to show up. You and you alone define your value, and people will think what you tell them to think. It's so, so important that you remember that. So that's one of the great lessons that you can learn from this. And if you know your value and you know that what I'm saying is true, I want you to comment right now, I'm valuable. I want you to put that in the comments right now. I'm valuable. Start saying that to yourself. Start feeling it, knowing it, believing it with every cell of your body. All right. The next thing that you can learn from this is that there are things that you can negotiate for besides money that might end up being of value to you. You notice here what she was negotiating for. She wasn't necessarily negotiating for money. What she was negotiating for was being able to bring her kids with her to work, and having a crib there, and knowing that she needed to be flexible. She needed to maybe sometimes come in at 10 a.m., sometimes work till 7 p.m., whatever flexible meant for her. Maybe it was working from home. But flexibility was really, really important to her. And so that was one of the things that she negotiated for. Other things that you can negotiate for in a job setting are, health insurance, for example. My husband and I did that one time for a job that he was getting where he wanted a little bit more in salary, but instead he asked for them to pay the entire health insurance premium for the family. There's a benefit that's now you don't have to pay tax on those dollars. You're getting the benefit. Your family now has health insurance and you don't have to pay for it. That's more dollars in your pocket, really. So health insurance could be another great thing that you can negotiate for besides money. Another thing that you might want to negotiate for is, maybe a lifestyle kind of thing. Maybe it's a gym membership that they could have, or usage of a vacation home a week a year, something like that, that really doesn't cost the company any more money to do, or whoever it is that you're dealing with, but it might also benefit you and it might be something that you're willing to take instead. So that's another really great lesson that you can learn from what Michelle Obama was saying that she negotiated for. The next thing is number 3 is to know what areas you aren't movable on and what areas you're willing to be flexible on. So you noticed how she went in there and she was just not movable on being flexible. I mean, she was like, I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you, but I got to be flexible. That's like number 1 on my list right now. So you have to know ahead of time what you're going to be not movable on and what you're going to be willing to let go of or be even a little bit more flexible on. And also know your choke point, by the way, which is what I call your bottom line, your walk away point. I had a client one time call it her vomit point. What's that point for you that you're just like, that's it, I'm done? And remember that the person who wants the deal done more actually has less leverage. The one who's willing to walk away actually has more leverage. So knowing ahead of time and deciding ahead of time before the emotions get high, before you're in that situation, and maybe you're negotiating with a person who's, could potentially be triggering you. Those are all things that you can figure out ahead of time so that when you're in the room, you okay, we hit that point. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. I'll speak to you later, whatever. Once you've hit that choke point, that's your time to walk away. And I do have a lot more on that in my video on Meryl Streep's Negotiating Advice Will Leave You Speechless. So make sure you check out that video too. All right. And number four, I promised you 4. This is number 4, is be very clear and specific in communicating what it is that you want from the other person. I always say to people, like, you don't go into a restaurant and just tell the server that you want food. You're really, really specific a lot of the times, right? You want the salad, you want the dressing on the side, no onions, or whatever it is. And you have to be the same way when you are communicating what it is that you want in a negotiation setting, and when you are asking someone to give you something, and maybe map it out ahead of time. What I would do is, have your first offer ready to go. What does it look like? And, maybe even your second offer, maybe even an alternative offer, kind of reading the room and figuring it out what it is that you want. And usually you are going to ask for more than what it is that you're willing to take, and, start from there. I wouldn't start with something that is so unbelievable and outlandish that the other person just goes, forget it, and they walk away. But, have your first offer ready, make sure it's specific, make sure it's clear, and that way you can communicate exactly what it is that you want. All right, so those are my 4 points that I think that we can definitely learn from Michelle Obama's quote on how she negotiated for that job when she had 2 little kids. And if you are getting ready to negotiate in any situation, which is always, by the way, we're always negotiating, you must have my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet. And you can just get that at winmynegotiation.com. It's 15 pages. It's an ebook. It's totally free. It's unbelievably awesome. So just go there, get it. Also, join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. We'd love to have you in there. And if you like this video, give it a like, give it a share, drop me a comment, tell me I'm valuable or whatever it is that you, other thoughts that you had on this. Would love to see that. And make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. Wherever you are, today is the jumping off point for negotiating your best life. Start now, start today. You can do this. We can do this. I got you. I'm Rebecca Zung. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video.